I love working in co-working spaces, it's not always an option, especially in those times. But even before that, when I started working as a freelance web designer, I was working exclusively from home. And when I say home, I mean that I literally had a desk in my living room with an old iMac on top of it. I didn't have a dedicated room, so I made sure that the living room was looking nice and without clutter. And I realized that it actually helped me do better work. So when I finally moved and I had a chance to have a room dedicated for work, I made sure I made it as comfortable as I could afford. And bear in mind that I live on a beautiful island, but one of the drawbacks is that we don't have stores like Ikea. So in places like the US or Europe, it's quite easy to find the latest trendy furniture, but here I had to use what I had locally, starting with the desk. And don't ask me the brand because I'm not even sure it's got one. Initially, I wanted an adjustable high desk like every other YouTuber has. But the ones I found here were either ugly, outright expensive, or looking like toys. Now, I like minimalism and straight lines, so until I find the one, I had to come up with something. So I picked up what is actually kind of a bar table, but I like its white glossy finish combined with its metal table legs. Now, in terms of width, with 160 centimeters, it's a large desk. And even though it lacks some depth with 60 centimeters, it has the perfect dimensions for me and the room I'm in. And I'm glad I picked it wide because of the beast that sits on it and which we'll talk about later. But initially, it was my old iMac sitting on top of it, so the screen felt really small even though it was 27 inches. It's easy to clean, but the drawback is that after a few years, the color is starting to change and the white is not as white as initially. But it's still looking really good. This desk feels really solid and really fresh, especially with the lighting. Next, the Unbranded Chair. Now this one should feel quite familiar because you find these everywhere. But of course I had to get the taller version if I ever wanted to be able to see what was on my screen. Initially I picked it up as a temporary solution because I felt like the lack of wheels and the fact that it was not an ergonomic chair was going to be a problem. But after just a few days I realized that the lack of wheels didn't bother me at all. And also I realized that my back was firmly in place and that I did not get backaches at the end of the day. Next, being a YouTuber, I was forced to get one of these fake plants. But again, without IKEA here, I had to get creative to have the looks that I wanted. I'm bad when it comes to taking care of plants, so at least it gives me peace of conscience while respecting the YouTuber protocol. Now, for the lighting, let's start with a couple of RGB lights from iDual. I've had these lights for something like 4 years, so well before I started this channel. And on top of that, I'm using an RGB light strip stick to the back of the desk, which gives a nice outline against the wall. I like to change the colors depending on my mood and the type of work I'm trying to achieve. One of the RGB bulbs is used in an Ikea lamp, and I know I told you there's no Ikea here, but this one was brought back by a friend from Europe. This light is very sturdy and it comes with a wireless charger in its base, which is really handy if I want to charge my phone. And when my phone is not wirelessly charging, I put it on a nice holder from Satechi. It's really handy, especially when I need to access the mobile versions of websites I'm working on. This holder not only looks beautiful, but it's very sturdy. So sturdy in fact that I have no problem using it with my 12.9 inches iPad. Now let's talk about audio. As you can see, I have no speakers on the desk because I much prefer wireless headsets. Whether I use Samsung Buds or Apple AirPods for my phone or my computer interchangeably. Who said Samsung? Apple and Samsung. Who said Apple and Samsung can't go along? Now for more serious work, I use a Sony wireless headset. Now you may have noticed, but on top of the desk sits a gigantic, gorgeous 49 inches screen with a resolution of 5120 by 1440 and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. Now this may seem overkill and you don't have to use such a screen for web design. But whatever you do as a web designer, if you're going to spend between 8 and 16 hours in front of a computer screen, you may as well get something of quality. Now you could get away with two identical 27 inches screen if you don't mind the big bezels in between. But you may as well achieve your work working on the MacBook Air, which is something I did initially. Do what you can afford right now and then upgrade progressively. Because once again, comfort is not a luxury when it comes to the tools you are using to achieve your work in the best possible conditions. I love this screen, and even though it doesn't look as gorgeous as my old 5K iMac, it still looks beautiful. And its form factor is really handy when it comes to multitasking in a web designer workflow. Now let's talk about what is fueling this beautiful screen. Initially, I was using an Intel-based MacBook Pro, but nowadays I only use that computer when I need to go outside. And that's because of this bad boy, the Mac Mini M1 powered by an Apple Silicon chip. Not only can this Mac Mini M1 handle that beast of a screen without flinching, but I never even heard its fan running. And it excels when I multitask, for example when I'm working with Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, Photoshop, or even when I'm building websites with Elementor Pro with dozens upon dozens of browser tabs open. Now, initially, Mac Mini's M1 had a hard time working with ultra-wide screens, but after a macOS update, this is now all history. Because yeah, I can get a 5120 by 1440 resolution without the need of external tools. And yes, with a 120Hz refresh rate. This Mac Mini M1 is the cheapest computer in my setup, but it's the most powerful one. I use a 1TB external SSD because it makes it cheaper, but also because it makes it way easier when I need to switch computer and I don't want to duplicate files. Now, I know that there are cloud solutions, but sometimes when you work with really heavy files like 3-4 GB Photoshop files, it's not always an option. Now, another piece of the puzzle is my iPad, which I could use as a secondary monitor if I ever needed to. Or, more realistically, as a creative tablet when working in Photoshop, for example. Now, let's talk about input devices. I use the Magic Keyboard because I love typing on it. I also love its form factor and minimal design. Plus, the Mac Mini being famous for not coping that well with Bluetooth interferences, working with native Apple gear helps prevent that. Having the small version of the keyboard, I bought an additional keypad module made by a third-party company. And this comes in really handy, for example, when I'm writing CSS and I need to add some numbers, or when I'm typing values in Elementor Pro while building websites. I also use and love the Magic Trackpad, and funny enough, in the comments of one of my previous videos, someone seemed surprised by that. But the truth is, I could never go back to a mouse. Because not only does the trackpad help minimize wrist pain, and if you are a web designer, you know what I'm talking about. But it also allows for a speedier workflow with the macOS hand gestures. Now, I do have a powerful PC, but to be honest, when it comes to creative work, I much prefer working on a Mac, and more precisely, I prefer working on macOS. Now, I'd like to know, what is your most favorite piece of gear in your setup? Please let me know, and if you got any value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it really helps growing this channel. And if you want more of these videos, you know what to do. I love web design and I love talking about it, as well as sharing my tips, tools, and workflows. So if you want to become a better web designer, here are some videos that you may want to watch. So I'll see you in the next one, and until then, take care and stay safe.